I wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles and we'd all eat it, be happy.
Hey guys, welcome to BLT TV, the place to be so you can learn everything it is you need to know about how you can create a life that you don't need to take a holiday from. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for checking in, guys. For a really long time, I've been exploring the science of happiness, absorbing the information faster than I eat cake on my birthday. Because of this, I'm really excited to be able to share everything that I've learned about the determinants of happiness, benefits, measurements, myths, and formulas for a happy life. I guess the best place to start is by looking at what happiness actually is. It's something that we all want, but happiness is a word that we throw around like a hot potato, but rarely do we stop and think about what it actually means to us. Happiness has been promoted by media and manipulated by advertising companies for so long that we can barely tell the difference anymore between authentic happiness and happiness myths, and the chances are we've been living a happiness myth. Scientists across the globe have dedicated their entire careers to exploring the science of happiness, and it's all really good news. Happiness is basically two things. It's when we experience positive emotion like joy, pride, hope, contentment, fulfillment, compassion, interest, gratitude, inspiration, and awe. But happiness is also having a sense of satisfaction about your life and how you're progressing towards your goals. Positive emotion and life satisfaction are rarely given the same energy as the pursuit of pleasure. Pleasure is what motivates us to eat that bar of chocolate or investigate if we are eligible for an iPhone upgrade even when we know our current model is perfectly okay. Positive emotion and life satisfaction are rarely given the same time or energy as the pursuit of pleasure. Pleasure is what motivates us to eat that bar of chocolate or investigate if we are eligible for an iPhone upgrade, even when we know our current model is perfectly okay. Pleasure is often tied to a thing, and if it's things that limit or give us anything at all positive emotion and life satisfaction. In a similar vein, we often label the folks who immerse themselves in their work or hobbies and exhibit little emotion or appear depressed. But this assumption is nothing short of false. Flow and meaning are genuine paths to life satisfaction and results in loads of positive emotion. Using pleasure to boost our happiness is like putting a band-aid on a really deep gash. It's not going to fix anything. It's only going to offer us some sort of short-term relief. And in society, we've become obsessed with short-term relief, short-term gratification. We're not prepared to put the work in order to get long-term happiness, sustainable results. In a similar vein, we often label those folks who immerse themselves in their work or hobbies and exhibit little emotion at the time as being depressed, but this assumption is so false. Flow and meaning are genuine paths to life satisfaction and result in so many positive emotions. But the problem is that we don't associate pleasure with happiness, and if we do, it's to the detriment of all other positive emotions and life satisfaction. In spite of this incredible happiness definition, we still believe the false hype created and promoted by the media and society and commerce. Happiness myths are things that we tell ourselves, like, I'll be happy when I'm married, I'll be happy when I get the dream job, I'll be happy when I have children, I will never be happy until I'm rich and successful. I will only be happy when I get a new car, I will be happy after I lose weight. But happiness is not something that you have or don't have. It's not something that can be found, and it's not related to our circumstances. Once we realise what true happiness is and isn't, it's possible to develop habits and make choices that will create lifelong happiness. Happiness takes work and it's a journey. But happiness is not the succession of pleasurable experiences. It's not one chocolate bar after the next after the next. And I think this is the most common misconception around what actually makes people happy. On top of that, many of us often assume that happiness is something that we're born with. We either have it or we don't have it. Well, it's time to dispel those myths, and I want to really inspire you to take control of your happiness and to understand what can determine your happiness. So, let's say you decided that you wanted to lose weight. You would adopt a healthy exercise program and eating plan. If you wanted a promotion in work, you would dedicate more time and focus to completing tasks. If you wanted to run a marathon, you would train really freaking hard. Boosting your happiness is no different and can be enhanced through scientifically supported strategies or activities. The determinants of happiness are not fixed, and I think that's incredible. There are three primary reasons affecting your happiness, and it's most likely not what you think. Up to about 50% of your happiness is controlled by genetics. It's your set point, and it refers to what you were born with or your genetic predisposition. Our level of happiness will revert back to this set point after we experiencing something pretty awesome like getting married or winning the lotto, or even something pretty bad like breaking up with someone. Our circumstances account for only 10% of our happiness, which is strange because this is where we invest up to 80% of our energy. I will be happier when I get a promotion. I won't be happy until I am married. I won't be happy until I lose 10 kilos. So think about this. We invest so much energy into something that can only control up to 10% of what has the potential to make us happy. But what you do in life can determine up to 40% of your happiness. This means that you can increase your happiness by actually doing the right things. Happiness enhancing strategies or other activities. Simply put, things that you do in life. Imagine feeling twice as happy as what you currently do. Imagine waking up in the morning and going to bed at night with clarity and hope. Clarity and hope that you can enhance your happiness by 40%. But how can you become happier? Well, what we think happiness is and what we do to boost our happiness are two pretty different things, aren't they? Most of us know that authentic happiness can't be found in a new pair of shoes or a fancy car or watch, yet we still rely on this retail therapy to make us feel better. We take shots of espresso for caffeine boost, we take shots of wheatgrass for an energy boost, we take shots of almost every kind of alcohol for, well, but what do you take to boost your happiness when you are feeling sad? More often than not, we pursue pleasure like retail therapy, chocolate or a glass of vino to boost our happiness, when in fact all this does is offer a really, really quick fix. Happiness is a long-term commitment, and with the right knowledge and habits, you can become happier. Instead of relying on momentary pleasurable experiences to boost your mood, you should develop systems to help you cope with stress. You should recall a positive memory or develop a tool to help you avoid making social comparisons. Variety is the spice of life, guys, and as humans we adapt. We adapt to smells and tastes and to things that we own. This tendency applies to our happiness as well, and it's something that's called hedonic adaptation or the hedonic treadmill. And it's basically our tendency to revert back to relatively stable levels of happiness after major positive or even negative experiences. Remember your set point that I spoke about already? So in other words, after something really awesome has happened to you, like getting married, being promoted or winning the lotto, you will revert back to the similar levels of happiness once that event has passed. So because of this, it's really important to avoid placing too much attention or value on just one thing. We gotta spread the love and develop so many hobbies and passions and goals. The more that we rely on just one thing to make us happy, the more that we stand to lose. So we gotta keep it fresh, guys. So what are some of the happiness enhancing strategies that you can use? Well, I've adapted this from an author called Sonia Lubunsky, and unfortunately I still can't pronounce her second name, but basically she talks about 12 strategies that have been supported by research and proven to increase a person's happiness, and it includes things like cultivating optimism, counting your blessings, looking after your body, expressing gratitude, spending time with people that matter, avoiding overthinking and making social comparisons. If you guys want more information on this, make sure you do check out the blog that I wrote a couple of weeks back. It lists all those strategies out for you. With me, what the happiness movement has done is really open my eyes to what happiness actually means. I don't feel defeated by a bad day anymore, and I don't feel bad about the days where I'm not outwardly happy and everything is jazz hands. I know it means I'm experiencing a different kind of happiness, like flow or hope or fulfillment. But understanding what I can do to boost my happiness at the same time to adding to my long-term happiness is an incredibly inspiring feeling, and the knowledge has been so uplifting. So if there's anything that you guys can do now, it's to shift your energy into creating strategies that can enhance your happiness. Work with the 40%. Don't put all your energy and effort into something that will only actually control or help you with a very small amount of what makes you happy. It's like that thing that we do with our wardrobes. We spend about 80% of our money on about 20% of our wardrobe, when we need to be spending about 80% of our energy on as much of our happiness as possible. Guys, let me know how you get on, and again, if there's anything that you want me to help you with, if you have any questions that you want me to answer on BLP TV, don't be afraid to email me on sarah@thebetterlifeproject.ie or hit me up on Facebook. I will be delighted to answer them for you. Good luck creating happiness in your life, guys, and if you come up with anything that's so awesome, please do share it with me in the comments section below. Take care.